Hi and welcome to Rockin the Planet with Shane. It never ceases to amaze me just what a fantastic talent we have hidden away in the corners of New Zealand. And this week is no exception. We're bringing to you some of the greatest. This week's very special guests are singer, songwriter, guitarist Zvi. Also joining us is another great songwriter, Parabola West, who has travelled all the way from Raglan to talk about a new single, Fire. But before we get to chat, let's see who has been rocking the planet this week. Well, Merry Clayton, the lady we all remember as the voice on the Rolling Stones classic Give Me Shelter, is back on her feet, literally. Mary was in a near-fatal car crash on the LA freeway late last year in which her lower body was completely crushed. She also had both legs amputated from the knee down. But after intense therapy and learning to walk with prosthetics, she is back on her feet again. Merry Clayton, what a great lady. And she's doing a new album in 2016. Good on you, Mary. Well, someone else who's got the same idea, he's going to bring out a new album in 2016. And that is my first very special guest this evening. And I'm going to call it Zvi. Have I got it right?
You have.
Wow.
Nice to meet you, Mary.
Now, that's the short version of your name. You can tell me the rest because it's such a complicated name. We could be here all night.
Well, yeah, it's not your general name. I mean, Zvi I was born as my middle name. So I was born Joshua. Joshua Zvi Indyck. There's a big story behind the middle name. He was a friend of my grandfather's. Okay. But so my parents named me that. It's for myself, for music, and I had a big change in my life. I decided that I wanted to reinvent myself in a sense, and a lot of people have certain names that they call themselves or make up, and I've always loved my middle name and thought how unique it was. Yeah. So I thought it would definitely help my musical career, just in the sense of it's a name that you don't really forget. So
you don't forget it.
It's Austrian, Zvi itself, and of course Yehoshua is Joshua, so just the Hebrew version. So
it's a good Jewish name. Now I'll let you into a secret. Name, yeah. See, I changed my name as well because I started out as Trevor Hales. I mean Trevor. I mean it wasn't. I was going to get nowhere as a rock singer singing. Here he comes, Trevor. Just Trevor, yeah. Clever Trevor. So I changed my name to Shane after seeing the movie way back in 1960, whatever it was, Alan Ladd. There was a movie and I said, I'm going to be Shane. I went home and I said to my parents, I'm Shane from now on, and that was it.
I think it's got a lot to do with the name, eh?
And
if the name's not right, then you just, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're never going to make it.
That's it. You know, I am Shane.
It's awesome.
And fortunately for me, there was no Shanes around at that time, but now there's no Zvis around.
No, there's...
Zvi.
Zvi.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah.
No, there's only a few really in the world. I mean, if you go into the, more of the, I don't know, eastern kind of countries, you will find, Poland obviously around there. You'll find a lot of people called Zvi.
Yeah. But now you grew up in Coromandel, am I right?
I did. Yeah, I was born there.
And you're born there, and your parents came from
England.
England.
Yep.
So this is a whole big journey for the family and everything else.
In a sense, I mean, there's a lot more to it, but yeah, they came over here and they found, New Zealand to be obviously a beautiful place, and Coromandel in particular is really amazing. And back in those times,
even more so.
Yeah, it was pretty loose, but in a really, really good way. It was, I guess it still had a lot of the 60s vibe up in places like Colville. My parents built a home there and up on the hill, and yeah, I was, according to them at the hospital, I was the last person to be born in the Coromandel Hospital. So
yeah, because there's no hospital there now, is there?
Not anymore, no. It's a very old, derelict kind of building, but so I was very fortunate enough about a year ago to play a concert, a gig just down the road from there, and it was a big festival. It was very magical, very meaningful for me, because a lot of people there were from when I was a child, playing classical guitar when I was a little kid.
I was going to say, now the classical guitar, that's really interesting. Is your father was a classical guitarist? Did he learn that back in England? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he started with falling in love with folk, with Cat Stevens and Roy Harper, and just listening to him, and Donovan, a lot of that stuff he was really into, but then he did find a passion for classical. I guess the intimacy that the nylon strings can produce, it's something a bit different. And so when I was born, yeah, he played guitar while I was in my mother's womb, and apparently when I came out, before I spoke words, I hummed a motif of classical music, and so I guess it was flowing. It was flowing in my blood. Yeah. So I think he got me on like a ukulele just to get my hands around strings when I was very, very young, and about 5 or 6 we started.
What a great dad.
He is pretty special, man.
Yeah,
he's pretty special. He's given me something that's really given my life a purpose.
And Dad's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're still living in Coromandel?
No, they're in Hamilton now. So my parents are in Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Dad, if you're watching, he has a gift that you gave him, and we love it. It's sounding good, isn't it?
And my mum sung to me as well when I was young, so my
mum
mum kind of gave me my voice in a sense as well.
You're so lucky to have parents like that. So they instilled music into you. When I first heard you play, instantly I said, you've got to come on the show and talk about this, because it's so different to anyone else. And no one else is playing, you know, flamenco style as well. You really mix it up.
Well, thank you.
And that's just from days and hours of practice and playing and playing.
If you love something enough, it will love you in return.
I like it. You're quite a spiritual man, really, aren't you? You seem to, you know, you have a tranquility about you.
Yeah, I mean, spiritual. I don't like to hold any barriers to any certain religions. I believe there's something to take from all religions.
Yeah.
Neither any of them are right or wrong. I understand the importance to have that belief in something. As far as spiritualistic, I really, really care for animals, most definitely. And human beings can be tricky at times. But yeah, I mean, I believe in the world, I believe in Gaia, I believe that love and peace and unity is the most important thing in this world.
A lot of that would have probably come from your parents, instilled into you as well as the music. You know, with the fact that your grandparents went through World War II and you know, persecution of Jews and so on. They were Polish Jews. And so you've got a deep affinity there. You still carry that with you. And it's a lovely thing to do, is to persevere with what you want to do, and you want to leave something behind for them, basically. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I mean, to have a part of your family completely taken away, to have nothing to be able to actually look back on, it can leave an emptiness.
So they did die?
Yeah, they were. I unfortunately lost a lot of them in the concentration camps. And it's a matter of kind of, I guess, paying homage to them as my family, as people. My last name I want to leave behind. So for me, kind of fame, success isn't about money and conquering the world and trying to change things. I would love to be able to leave something behind that people could always remember me by. And if possible, man, if I could change the world with music, I would. That would be the most amazing thing.
You're definitely in the peace and love area, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we all aspired to in the 60s. You know, sadly it hasn't worked for us, and the world's a worse place than it was then.
Maybe you passed it on.
But we hope that we do, and people like you are going to carry that tradition, and hopefully you'll get there. Now, you're going to play us a beautiful tune that you wrote, and it sums it all up.
Fundamental tranquility.
Fundamental tranquility. Would you do us the honour of playing us that?
Sure thing, man. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Zvi, that was incredible. You are the most beautiful guitar player.
Thank you, man.
Well done. People don't know, and we haven't got time on the show this week, but we're going to have you back because you're a great vocalist too. You've got a beautiful voice. And they can look you up on YouTube if they want to see you singing. You've got some songs on there.
Yeah.
What's the particular song that you've got? One great song that's on there now. It's on the new CD.
It's Journey to Light, which is the actual album as well.
Beautiful, sweet voice. Great tones.
Thank you, man.
It's just that it's such an incredible piece that you'd written there on guitar that we couldn't have you sing as well today.
It's
but
okay.
you come back in a couple of months' time, we'll have you back singing. Okay.
I'd be honoured, man.
Gig-wise, they can get hold of you. Anyone can look up on the internet, on your webpage. You've got your own Facebook page.
Yep. So it's under my name, and then I've also obviously connected to that. I've got my musician
so there
page.
It is, across the bottom of the screen. There's your name in full, and that's on Facebook.
Yep.
And you've got your own page as well.
There's a YouTube page with, I think I've got 4 clips on there, and SoundCloud has got my full EP on there as well, and of course Bandcamp as well.
EP, there it is. You're going to hear a lot more of this man, I'm telling you. And he's going to be back to singing for us. It's been a real pleasure having you on the show, mate, and thanks for travelling all the way from Hamilton to be here tonight.
Not a problem, man.
And I look forward to your next visit with some more new songs, hopefully.
Yeah.
And don't make an instrumental, it's got to be a song.
Okay,
You're going to have those beautiful dulcet tones.
All right,
Zvi, it's wonderful, mate.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
buddy.
for being on the
Thank
show.
you. Much peace to you.
Same to you. And now it's that time for my next very special guest. All the way from Raglan, the beautiful Parabola West.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you
Lovely
so much.
Thanks for coming all that way.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, what is a beautiful lady like you doing hiding away in Raglan?
Well, Raglan is a wonderful place to live.
It is.
But we only moved there just at the end of July, so I'm still kind of figuring out what I do in Raglan, but I do a lot of songwriting there, and being tucked away and hidden is quite good for that.
That sounds good to me. It's actually a place that I've decided I'm going to retire to. So
Really?
There you go. So you're opening up the floodgates, and we're all going to follow you down there.
It's a great place.
A lot of musicians.
A lot of
playing.
musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so you're happy down there, and I hear a slight accent there.
That's true.
It's got to be, is it American?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Although that was a bit dangerous. I think you're supposed to ask if it's Canadian.
Yeah, I know, that's why I went, is it American?
That's the socially. No,
But
I'm
you are
American
American
originally, but I've been here since 2003.
Yes,
But I
that's not
can't
long.
get rid of the accent.
Oh, no. I mean, it's like my mother, she's Irish, and she's still got an Irish accent. She left Ireland when she was 15.
Well, it sticks with you, doesn't it?
It's never going to change, you
Yeah.
know. Instantly, you're Irish, and it's the same with you, you're American. Whereabouts in America from?
Well, I was born in New Jersey, and then I was raised just outside of Boston in Massachusetts on the East Coast.
And you played music at home back in America?
Yeah, we had a very musical kind of family surrounding, and so I used to tinker on the piano, and I didn't really start playing music and really getting interested in songwriting until I was a teenager.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what brought you all the way from New Jersey to New Zealand?
Well,
Eventually, Raglan.
the truth is, it was a boy. I came here chasing, love, and then it didn't work out when I got here, but I stayed.
Yeah.
And then, had a bit of a break from music, and then kind of got back into it in 2013.
So you've only just recently got back into
I've only
music?
just recently got back into it.
Yeah.
It was my first kind of career plan, and then, with the changing of continents and things not working out, I had to get like a real job for a little while.
Yeah, we were
and
to
then,
do that.
yeah, and then I was lucky enough to meet a fellow Kiwi guy, and when we got married, he said, a couple of years ago, I think you should really be pursuing this like full time, and he's just been amazing and supportive to kind of help me.
What a lucky girl.
Do this. I know, right? Yeah.
I know.
I know.
And you play beautiful piano.
Thank you.
I mean, so you shouldn't let that go. You obviously
Thanks.
keep playing piano. You always have a piano at home.
I do.
So-
I have a beautiful piano at home.
So who inspired you to start writing music, apart from the new Kiwi boyfriend?
Well, I guess just growing up listening to all sorts of beautiful music. My sister's a classically trained flute player, so I was really exposed to going to symphonies and all that kind of thing, and watching her play. And then yeah, just the pop music that my mom was listening to, a lot of like Joan Baez and Neil Diamond and the
She's
Mamas
over
and the
here
Papas.
soon.
I know.
Neil's here now.
I know.
God.
I know. So it's really, yeah, they're still doing amazing things.
Yeah.
And yeah, but for me, in my own songwriting, usually it's kind of like sad or difficult times that I kind of like work through like therapy and songwriting.
Exactly. That's how, I've done the same. It's usually when you're down and times are tough, you write the best songs.
Yeah, I mean, do you find that you're kind of too busy being happy to write songs when you're happy?
Yeah, it's too easy.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
Yeah,
We're
like,
partying.
this is great. Let's just live this way.
Life
and then,
is good.
And then you think, oh, you know,
I think
then
it
the
happens to a
downtimes.
lot of artists.
Yeah.
The same thing. But anyway, you're very happy, but I know you're still being inspired to write great songs. Your new single's fantastic.
Thank you.
And you did an EP not too long ago.
Yeah, I released that beginning of last year.
And that was called...
That was called Did You Hear?
Did You Hear? And that is a beautiful song.
Thank you.
I had comments straight away. I put it up on our Rockin The Planet page.
I saw that.
People came up, nice. Now, I hear a little bit, in your music, I hear a Gaelic influence, if you like.
That's
something
interesting. There is definitely some sort of influence that's managed to get its way in. One of my favorite artists of kind of world-style music is Lorena McKennett.
Yeah.
So maybe there's an influence there.
Yeah.
Some people have said they hear a bit of Enya inspiration in there too.
That's what I meant by Gaelic. It
Yeah.
has that feel. I associated it with Enya. I don't want to try and do that to your career, but
Yeah.
it was something like that. I could hear that whole vibe going. And it's a beautiful music. I mean,
Thanks.
and look how popular she was. So
Yes.
you've got no problems there. But
Certainly.
it is still you.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear that a lot though. So and it's a wonderful compliment to hear that that's coming across.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure where that comes from really.
Things are really happening for you.
Yeah.
You know, you're out gigging. You're all around the Waikato at the moment.
Yeah,
I know. I've seen gigs even in Hastings, I believe.
Oh yeah, I did a little tour in July in between moving house. When we'd sold our place in Auckland and we were getting ready to move to Raglan, we kind of found ourselves a bit homeless. So why not go on the road?
Yeah.
And so I was going to call it the homeless tour, but it just didn't seem like I was getting many bookings that way. So I called it the winter warm-up tour, and I had much more success after that.
I think so,
Yeah.
Production on the video is absolutely brilliant. It's a beautiful video, and we're
Yeah.
going to see it in just a sec. Is there any one you want to really thank?
Yes. Well, I mean, the video was directed and edited by and produced by Shea Sterling.
Yeah, Shea Sterling.
And he's actually nominated for a video that I think it's a music award. He's nominated for his video making awesomeness. So
the video of the year.
So I mean, he's really talented, and he's something special. So I was very lucky to.
Oh, you are. Was it filmed in the Raglan area, just out of curiosity?
Well, we had a couple of locations, and the first location was in Raglan, actually in our house area. Not in the house, but in the surrounding areas. Yeah.
No, because I mean Raglan is a top spot, as everyone knows, and it's a great holiday place. And I'll be playing down there in the not too distant future. So when we're there at the Raglan Club,
yes,
you come along.
I will.
We'll get you to do a spot with us or something.
Oh gosh,
and, I'd be honoured.
I would be.
Meanwhile, we're going to look at this fantastic new single that is really taking the place by storm. It's called Fire, and here is Parabola West.
I lost my way again, just like you always said I would. It's like I've fallen into fire. I have succumbed to my desire.
that song, Fire. It's your good. What inspired that song? Just a curiosity.
Well, the song is inspired by that kind of delicate dance with knowing that you shouldn't be drawn to something, but you are. And it's
the moth to the flame.
Exactly, and it's about our kind of how we're a bit seduced by self-destruction.
Yeah. I know, I've had many years of it. There's another song for you.
There you go.
Now look, where can we get this song? It's available on iTunes?
It's available on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, pretty much anywhere where you find your music these days.
You find good music.
Yeah.
And now it's that time for my Kiwi classic clip. And now, Parabola.
Yes.
You wouldn't have heard of these guys. You weren't even born.
I may have.
No, 1967?
It's unlikely, but it is possible.
Yeah, I doubt it. But there was a group called the Underdogs. They were wild boys of rock and roll at the time.
Right.
And I knew them well. I went to my 21st. They were there at my 21st. That's how old I am. Anyway, great guys. And they brought out a song called Sittin' in the Rain. It was #1 in the charts in 1967. Local band. They've all gone on to better things and bigger things. But we're going to check that clip out now. You have a look at this and tell me what you think about the old Kiwi rock and roll.
All right.
I'm sitting out here in the rain, baby, under that old green tree. I'm sitting out here in the rain, baby, under that old green tree. Well, I'm sitting out here for my baby, wondering why she don't come back to me. I got a blister on my heel, baby, splinter run right through my heart. I got a blister on my heel, baby, splinter run right through my heart. Oh, but I'm sitting out here with the rain, baby, wondering why we're here to part.
The Underdogs, yes, and Sitting in the Rain. Yes, spectacular. Of course, they went on the Come On 67 tour with people like Lee Grant and Sandy Edmonds. Oh, memories. Yes, and apparently they were the bad boys of the tour. A lot of hard-to-handle stuff going on there. So what did you think of it, Parabola?
Well, you know, I love a black and white video.
You love it? Yeah. I was in black and white.
My next one might be black and white, actually. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's spectacular. Yeah. Beautiful photography in black and white. But that's a little bit old black and white. That's the old. You look much better in black and white, I reckon.
You're very kind.
But anyway, yeah, great clip, 67. And that's Kiwi music way back then, way before you were born. But anyway, that's our classic clip. And I just want to say thanks for being here this week. It's been fantastic having you here.
To meet you.
I'm wishing you all the success in your career. And next year, I hope to have you back here again. And we'll be performing a new song and a new hit.
That. Oh, I would love that.
A new hit. Meanwhile, get out there and buy this lady's records. Thank you, Parabola West.
Thank you so much.
Real pleasure. Well, that's our show this week here on Rockin the Planet with Shane. We'll see you same time, same place next week. Until then, keep on rockin'.